Hi everybody, I'm Craig Shackleton, head instructor of Ottawa Swordplay. Today I'm here with Marla and Sean. And I've been following Christian Cameron's writing about fighting videos and was inspired to add a little thing of my own. And I'm giving some information that is specific to the system that I teach, which is the early sources of Johannes Lichtenauer's longsword and other weapons system. But really, I think it's fairly applicable to other things as well, and it really is related to some things that Christian has said about the fight starting at the bind, that you need to be safe at the bind before you can do other techniques, and also about that these are primarily thrusting weapons and stuff like that. And what I'm going to talk about is sequencing of strikes. And when we talk about strikes, the strikes often end up actually looking like thrusts. And in our system, we have a very specific sequencing of our actions, which is that our sword moves first, and then our body and foot follows. And there's a number of reasons we do that, and I'm going to talk about 3 of them. The first one is, that's what our historical sources say. And unfortunately, this information is very often overlooked by practitioners of this system. But the first lesson of the longsword, literally they say, this is the first lesson of the longsword, is that your sword should lead, followed by your body, followed by your foot, to give a proper strike. And it tells us that that will make us safe and that it will make our attacks strong. It also says that if you want to do a technique with strength, you need to use the strength of our whole body, and I'll get back to that. So this is information we have from our sources, and I always try and do what the sources say, even if initially it doesn't seem to make sense, and eventually it always makes sense. All right, so what's the second reason? The second reason is another thing that Christian talked about, which is that your sword is your shield. And by the way, I'm using a Kriegsmesser today, a war knife, which works exactly like a longsword, but it is a knife. And I have some interesting things to say about Christian's comment about the sword being a cross, because the Kriegsmesser is not. But maybe another video if Christian wants me to. When we strike, we are putting ourselves in danger. We are getting close to our opponent. And if I bring my sword forward first, like this, you can see that I'm bringing my sword to close off the opportunity to attack me on this side. I'm using my sword as my shield, and I'm stepping behind it. This is really important. You can see here, if Sean and Marla are facing each other, and Marla starts stepping close to Sean without bringing the sword forward, Sean can extend to hit Marla, and because the hands are faster than Marla can respond to once she's within range, Sean can hit her before she can defend herself. So she needs to pre-defend by bringing that sword forward first. And now Sean has to engage with the blade. We come to the bind, and this is where the fight really starts. All right. So, cover before we close. So, the other reason, or the next reason, is that structure is strength. If you wish to fight with strength, use the strength of your whole body. So when we extend our arms become a strong structure. And that means when we step with a sword, we're using our whole body as strength. And you can see here that if Marla extends with a good extension and steps forward and is in a good structure, if Sean now steps in and then strikes with his sword against her, he has to use a lot of strength to push it out of the way, especially if he's actually aiming for her face, all right? And it's really, really hard for him to push that out of the way. She's got a strong structure. Conversely, we'll demonstrate one more here. Get your point right on with her face, but don't stab her there, you don't have this. Yeah, so it's harder for him to displace. So, conversely, if Sean is in his good structure, he's using good strength, and Marla extends her sword so that her arms are in that nice position, and now she is stepping with the structure of her body. Her displacement of Sean's sword is super easy because even though Marla is smaller than Sean, her body is stronger than his arms. So, structure is strength. There is one more reason that I want to talk about, which is controlling commitment. And what do I mean by this? Well, sometimes the person you're fighting is an idiot, and an idiot can kill you as easily as a skilled person if you're not ready. So, let's say Marla is getting ready to attack Sean, and she extends her sword, and Sean suddenly attacks her legs. Marla doesn't want to step forward into that. Sean's going to die here, but so Marla's going to get her leg cut. We don't want that. So instead now, Marla has not committed her weight forward. She's only extended. She can actually step back out of the way and probably hit Sean on the arms on the way back. So by getting that extension out first, we've provoked a response, but we haven't committed ourselves to moving forward. All right, so that's just a quick little video on the sequence of moving a sword with good skill using Lichtenauer's system. I hope that was interesting, and have a good day.